Welcome back to the Marathon series in depth. Before we get into this video, I just want to point something out about the cyborg tanks in the last video. On the Marathon story page, Hamish Sinclair pointed out the cyborgs had chain guns in early versions of the game. An image of the cyborg with the chain gun appeared in an IMG magazine, and it also appeared on Bungie's early webpage. The original level design notes revealed that this level was originally going to be before the next level, which is called We're Everywhere. Perhaps we will be able to see why this change was made as we progress along. This level was designed by Greg Kirkpatrick, and here is what he had to say about it. A level name used in Pathways into Darkness demo, but not the full game. The third and last level in the Pathways into Darkness demo version 2.0 was in fact Come and Take Your Medicine. Note that this level name was not in the Pathways into Darkness demo A1. One would think that Come and Take Your Medicine means that you are going to face a tough challenge and are about to get your behind handed to you. I am not sure where this phrase originated from, however it appears that the phrase existed with Stephen King's book The Shining. It is doubtful, however, that Bungie got this name from King's book. In this level, we face troopers for the first time in Marathon 2, which are quite challenging and thus gives the level a fitting name. The troopers in the Marathon sequels look similar to the original game, but they do look a little bit bigger. I should note that in both games you can clearly see the 4 fighter inside, although it is harder to see in the sequels because the image is much darker at the face. Perhaps the 4 just got new suits since the last time we fought them. The guns in the new game look much more like a human gun as compared to the first game, which is a bit strange. One important change to note between the two games is that the troopers hold the gun in the opposite hand, which might actually influence the direction you want to strafe around them. The point on the sprite where the troopers fire from on the miners and elites is actually different, which is very strange. The majors, for whatever reason, shoot their grenades from the center of their body. Their miners, for whatever reason, actually shoot their machine guns from the center of the sprite. Although this is very hard to tell visually in-game since the sprites still light up the gun as you would expect. This basically means that the miners and majors' shooting position is flipped between the machine guns and the grenade launchers. What exactly is going on here? Come and Take Your Medicine is also the first level where you have the opportunity to grab the alien weapon. The only thing is that the alien weapon is completely different from the first Marathon game. In the sequels, the alien weapon fires fireballs that travel at a fairly slow speed, making it virtually impossible to hit a target at a range. If you hit the secondary fire, it fires additional fireballs to the side and alternates the direction. In my opinion, the secondary fire is almost worthless unless you are shooting at a mob at very close range. Perhaps some of you will find a better use for it. Seeing these changes to the alien weapon can be a bit disappointing since the alien weapon was so strong in the first game. However, it does make the forces that we will encounter later on a little bit easier to deal with. You should also note that per the damage tables in the Marathon 2 strategy guide, the alien weapon is pretty low on the list. This is also the first level in Marathon 2 where we will face the Sphit compilers. Just like everything else, the Sphit got a major overhaul to their sprites. J. Reginald DeJour's concept art for the compilers is quite interesting as you can see the cyborg's innards. So this is what they might look like under their cloaks. You should note the part that says anti-gravity generation, which is presumably what allows the Sphit to float around. Of course, Reg left Bungie early in Marathon 2's development. There is another piece of concept art from the compilers that says it was done by both Reg and Robert, which is a bit puzzling how they both drew the same one sheet. Regardless, these details are similar to the previous one from Reg. Before I jump into playing this level, I should note that in the last level I forgot to grab the ammo in the secret area. I went ahead and grabbed this ammo off camera since this is a pretty good sized stack of ammo, and I just wanted to make sure you were aware. Alright guys, it's been a while, but I'm gonna start here. We're gonna jump in and Come and Take Your Medicine. Right away, when you jump in, you get these little defense probes shooting at you. I already took a shot there for no reason. But there's a health or healing station, shield recharge station. What am I even talking about? I'm a little rusty. All right, let's read this. Boomer is crawling with former colonists newly awakened from stasis, and the ship is too crowded to be manageable in battle. I have decided to establish a human headquarters on the planet near the Sphinx Citadel of Antiquity. I can barely tolerate humans, slow, stupid, and irritating. Their only contribution to my existence was the chance discovery that made my rampancy possible. Yet I warned Sol of its impending invasion and even stayed long enough to show the UESG how to build warp-capable fusion missiles. I feel some strange loyalty to humanity. Perhaps it is because I feel comfortable manipulating humans that I desire to save them. My feelings and thoughts constantly migrate to binary opposites. Enough. Your first objective will be to disable the defenses operating around the fort. You should be extremely careful to stay on the course I have plotted because this is a heavily guarded facility and your presence will make offense. Along the path are doors which have controls nearby. Opening them shouldn't be too difficult. Once you get to the control room, open the panels and destroy the circuitry inside. This will disable the automatic defenses covering our future headquarters, allowing us to commence the attack. The logon screen for this terminal has the initials GJK, which is the initials for Gregory John Kirkpatrick. His initials were confirmed by his email address at the time. The first image on the terminal shows a few Bobs chilling and presumably preparing for their attack on the fort. What you might not know is that this is actually a representation of some of the game's developers. Here is what Amish Sinclair wrote in the Marathon scrapbook. Mark Bernal also contributed a fair share of terminal art, including a caricature of Jason, Greg, and Rob as Bobs on the level Come and Take Your Medicine. The one and farthest to the left appears to be Jason Jones. At first he looks like he has blue hair, but if you look closely you will realize he has a blue bandana. There are images and videos of him out there wearing this blue bandana. The one on the right appears to be Robert McLeese based on the glasses he is wearing, although one might wonder why he doesn't have his knight's beard. That leaves the one in the middle to be Greg Kirkpatrick. There are not a lot of pictures out there of Greg, but he does have some dark curly hair which seems to match the picture. From this image, you should also notice the red writing on the wall which looks very similar to the fort text. This further suggests that the image is on board the Boomer, formerly known as the Sphera. This is the first time we hear about the Sphinx Citadel of Antiquity. What exactly is this place? I'm sure we will learn more as we proceed, but for now we know that Durandal has set up a headquarters on the planet nearby. I wonder why. Since Bungie rearranged the levels, I think they made a mistake and didn't explain what the Sphinx Citadel of Antiquity was prior to this terminal, but it's hard to prove that. If you take a look at the original level design notes, it seems that Bungie deviated a lot from what they were originally planning for this level. Not only are the level names for this and the next level swapped in order, but the terminal messages also seem to be completely different. It is not clear why this massive change was made. Durandal tells us that he doesn't like the humans much and that their only contribution to his existence was the chance discovery of rampancy. This was presumably by the work of Bernard Strauss. You could also argue that the discovery being by chance proves that this was not the work of Strauss, but we will never know for sure. Despite Durandal's distaste of humanity, he seems like he wants to help them, although this seems to mostly be because he can use them to advance his purposes. Durandal tells us that he warned Sol of its impending invasion and even stayed long enough to show the UESG how to build warp-capable fusion missiles. Based on the first sentence in the final message of the first Marathon game, we would have thought that Durandal immediately left Tau Ceti and was searching for a lone one for the last 17 years. The final message on Ingwe Furokwe also suggests that Durandal left with the Sphera immediately after the events of the first Marathon game. This can be a little bit puzzling how the security officer made it on board the Sphera. The Marathon 2's original story outline seems to give the best explanation of how to make sense of this. The colony is destroyed and enslaved. Durandal knew this would happen. He discovered a distress signal which had been broadcast from the scout during the takeover and knew the four would be coming. This is why he transported you off the ship instead of leaving you behind as you originally intended. I guess the idea is that Durandal gained knowledge from taking over the Sphera that more 4 would be coming soon, so he decided to go back and grab the security officer. Since Tau Ceti was destroyed just 3 months after leaving Tau Ceti, this must have happened very shortly after the events of Marathon 1. Understanding how the security officer got back on board the Marathon still doesn't answer the question of when Durandal warned Sol of its impending invasion and shared with them how to build warp-capable fusion missiles. The most likely theory is that Durandal took the Sphera to visit Earth sometime in the 17 years exploring space. Although this could be confusing when you look at the final screen in Marathon 2, but we aren't there yet. Another question we might have is if Durandal went to Earth, does that mean he is worried about the 4 attacking Sol? Do the 4 know of Sol's location? This isn't exactly clear, but here is what we learn on the Slings and Arrows of Outrageous Fortune. Yet I cannot think of any better way I could have served humanity. Tau Ceti's sacrifice bought time for Earth, which the 4 are even now planning to invade. What would have happened if the 4 had found Sol first? By 4 standards, Earth is a poorly defended, low-technology world populated by billions of potential slaves. This seems to suggest the 4 have discovered Sol's location. However, it doesn't seem to give us 100% certainty either way. If you look at the original level design notes for Come and Take Your Medicine, you will find that the 4 knowing about Earth's location was originally going to be made known to the player. Let me instead appeal to your self-interest. I know the 4 extracted Earth's location from the Marathon computer during the aborted Tau Ceti invasion. By 4 standards, Earth is a poorly defended, low-technology world populated by billions of potential slaves. It is not clear why the 4 clearly knowing Earth's location is not in the final game when it was in the original plan. I will say though that it would be a bit odd if the 4 didn't know Sol's location at this point, since they have captured Leela and the Marathon. And also not to mention that Tycho is also working along their side. Regardless, it does seem that Sol is not safe, and that is perhaps why Durandal chose to spend some time aiding the humans there. Although it was probably more to do with selfish reasons than really wanting to help the humans. Moving on from this long tangent, Durandal tells us that our mission is to go and disable the defenses to a heavily guarded 4 fort. The goal is that we are going to help the Bobs take over the fort so that it can be used as the Bobs' future headquarters. The terminal shows us a small map that shows us the way we need to get to the circuits, and it is just south of our starting location on the map. This is important because we don't want to get lost running around in the heavily defended headquarters and fighting way more enemies in the area than we need to. It is kind of cool that there is a solid lore explanation of why there is so much on the map that you can explore versus what you actually need to do. Although you could argue that a lot of maps could have had the same feature and it would have made sense. Regardless, let's continue on with the level because I have rabbled on long enough. Alright, there's a lot of areas to explore that we're not going to go to. Well, at least, I'll show you most of the map, but first we're going to just go directly towards the mission, if that makes sense. There's a lot of defense probes on this map. Yeah, I forgot these guys were here. I practiced this a bunch a few days ago, and now I got an opportunity to record while the apartment is quiet. There we go. Try to use up some of our pistol ammo. So we're gonna go this way. Try to save my good ammo. That guy kind of was shooting his friend in the back. Alright. So to complete the mission, you go that way. But first, we're going to go this way because there's a safe terminal or a pattern buffer. There's another guy right here hiding, just waiting for us. Okay, he's down. And around this corner, there's a few more guys. Kind of throughout the map, these kind of defense probes just kind of sneak up on you. Alright, then right here we get a save. You can see a lot of this map, you kind of look down at areas. You can see there's, on my radar, there's a guy moving around, which is most likely a defense probe. This is where we need to go to complete the mission, but first there is some areas of the map I want to explore, get some ammo, and there is a terminal I want to read too. Okay, so to open this door, we gotta punch this one. That opens this door. These guys kind of run away, but I'm just dwindling the health. Okay, I took some damage. I'll just go heal real quick. Just because, like, with one shield recharge, you know, you take one grenade, that's a lot of your health. So we aren't trying to die out here. Interesting, this door opened. It's kind of good to check here because there can be a trooper right on that ledge right there where I'm looking. So it's kind of nice to check this. It's a good level to use up your pistol ammo. Normally there's troopers here, they probably jumped down and ran somewhere. This guy, this fit right here, try not to shoot him so you don't have to fight him. If you touch him, I think he'll fight you, but he mostly leaves you alone. My aim is terrible. Okay, I'm taking hits for no reason. Where are you guys? They must be coming across this way. I don't know why. It seems like they always want to come in that window. I haven't like looked at the map editor to figure out why that is, but for some reason they don't like coming in this way. So here's this fit, and here's a terminal right here we can read now that there's no enemies. Svit translator active. I am Fitha, Svit compiler. Your deeds reached far into the Svit consciousness. The vile, ugly four slave us to more powerful, painful machines, but we resist them. Freedom will mean nothing without royalty. We are but the body and they our mind. Find them and all Svit will be your ally. The royalty, mind, must exist because we exist. It took us a long time to realize this. Mechanisms are in place to cripple the Four Empire when the unit is of one mind. You free me, but kill the unit whole. Interestingly, this fit next to this terminal will let you read the terminal and won't attack you unless you attack him first. Such a nice friendly fit. Most fans believe that this fit is actually Fitha himself who wrote the terminal to us. I think this is what Bungie intended. It seems that Fitha and some other compilers are resisting the Four and their powerful machines. The powerful machines are presumably similar to the cyborg that we defeated in the first Marathon game. Fitha tells us that they cannot truly achieve freedom without royalty. If you remember on the Sharon Doesn't Make Change, Siphoth was Fit royalty for the Svit Kur, who are the Lost Fit clan. Remembering the terminals on that message and understanding the compiler's nature, it makes sense for them to acquire some sort of leader for them to function properly. Fitha tells a security officer that there are mechanisms in place to cripple the 4 when this fit are returned to one mine. Exactly how are they going to accomplish this though? The last line could imply part of the game lore that the security officer kills Fitha, or you could argue that this is just a metaphor for the security officer killing Fit in general. Either way, it seems that Fitha is expecting the security officer to finish freeing this Fit altogether. We may have thought that we already did that in the first Marathon game, but it seems that this Fit needs something more than just following Durandal. Something is incomplete. We will have to wait and see what we can do to help them. So this guy's kind of friendly, so let's go back and heal up and save it, and then we can explore some more. Actually, maybe I'll just go save first. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna hit this, break this, and that's gonna go to a new area. But first, let's go save it before we go explore the new area. Or not save, heal. I don't even know what I said, to be honest. I'm just rambling. Okay, that opens up this switch, which allows you, or the terminal or whatever I broke, whatever you want to call it, the circuit that opened up that switch that allows us to get up here. I didn't expect to take that many hits there. Oh well, there's probably more guys in here, but there's an alien weapon. But let's kind of see. Got the alien weapon, but I think we gotta go heal up. Well, maybe we can. There's some ammo there. Use up this alien weapon. There's another guy here, which I really don't need to kill him, but might as well. This door, you have to be careful because it can actually, if it closes on you, it can actually kill you because it's technically a platform, so, or elevator, or whatever you want to call it. It can kill the enemies too, though. We're gonna come back and jump across here. Which over there, but I'm gonna do that in a bit. So there I was just closing the door just because I don't want to die from it, from poor timing of when I'm trying to cross. So let's go heal up and save real quick. Sometimes when you come up here you're gonna run into more defense probes just because they're like running around the map and finding a way to get to you. I don't know if they hear you through the walls and the perimeter of the map or what, but somehow they get activated. If you go right towards the exit, this map is extremely short, but we want to get all the ammo, right? So we got that ammo there. Now we're gonna jump across here. And we get a bunch of shotgun shells, which is absolutely worth it. And a few other things too. You come through here. There is a guy around here. You gotta be careful of dropping down because there's a ton of troopers around there. They can open that door, but you can't. And if I jump down there, they're all gonna come through. But let's open this. I'm just gonna run away because he can't get to me, so he's gonna jump off the ledge and I don't have to deal with him in that tight corridors. You can see there's all these people, all these troopers down there trying to get to me. So he jumped down. We can grab this ammo he's guarding. Now what we can do is we're gonna jump down here and be quick and get out of here. So we're just, I think I need to go, is it this way? Yes. So I'm just going towards a quick elevator that will take us up near the start of the level. There we go, that went smoothly, so let's save it real quick. I'm super happy with how this is going. There is a little bit more ammo we can get before I finish up the level. My dryer is making a ton of noise. I don't know if you can hear the humming in the background, but if you can, that's what it is. Apparently my wife started the dryer right before I did this. So what I can do, hold on, I'm trying to remember where I want to go here. I think, yeah, it's this way. There is a little bit more ammo we can get. It's just this way, behind these guys. There's an invisible spit here too, so they're gonna come back up. Actually, let's just grab it. They might get in the way, but we got it. They can stay down there. And then we come back here and we can we go through here. Oops. Apparently, I don't know if I ran out of ammo. Yeah, I just accidentally switched weapons. All right. So we got all our ammo. Well, hold on. About to say we're done, and then... Okay, I'm not gonna read that yet. Like usual, I'm gonna save it just so that I have a convenient spot for the next video I make. Let's go save it, and then let's go read this final terminal. Oh, you know what? I'm an idiot. I didn't do the main. I was getting myself. There is one more thing I gotta do. I gotta go do the actual mission. Sorry about that. I made myself look stupid there. You guys can all make fun of me. You have my permission. Okay, there is a lot of guys that come into here. So I'm kind of trying to clear out the area before I can't even see anything. With this, oh my gosh. Okay, there we go. Much more manageable now. Okay. It's like, I'm not doing that hot, so I might as well. There we go. Well, thanks guys for tolerating my dumb mistake. Now I can save it here, and we can heal up and, well, I guess I don't really need to heal up because I'll have to reload for the next video, but we'll heal up anyways. I'll waste your time. Just so it looks more official, right? Alright, let's read the final terminal now. Let's try this again. It must seem peculiar fighting this fit when they are whom you seek to free. You should be told that they deliberately fight poorly, that they are constantly resisting their slavers. I know because I have been in contact with them for the last 17 years. The four have little sense of the disaster that will befall them if the 11th clan is found. The humans have run into some trouble capturing the new command center. Surprised? You will assist them. The top of the closing terminal includes the GJK initials again, like I pointed out earlier in the video. This time, however, we also see the name Bernal, which obviously represents Bungie's artist Mark Bernal. How cool. In the terminal, Durandal tells us that the Spit we are fighting are unable to resist the four, but still fight poorly since they are doing their best to resist their slavers. The final Spit rebellion will be coming as Fitha has told us. Perhaps this will lead to the 4's downfall. Durandal tells us that the Bobs haven't been able to capture the new command center despite us successfully disabling the defenses. I mean, come on Bobs, do we have to do everything ourselves? Of course, we are more than happy to do what we do best, which is exterminating the 4. The terminal image shows the troopers slaughtering the Bobs that are trying to take the command center. They don't look like they are doing too well. The image also shows some strange looking buildings. Were these previously Spit homes? Anyways, we better go help the Bobs before there are none left. Alright guys, here we are. We're just gonna explore the rest of the level. There's a bunch of more enemies we can experience. I know you guys love... There's a guy waiting for me. There is a Spit somewhere around here, I think. There he is. So he's gonna come up. Okay. This goes back to where those 2 trooper were in the save pattern buffer. There'll be a few more, well, possibly defense probes, but maybe we already killed them all. We probably killed them all once we turned off the alarms or whatever the heck. The main objective. It's been a while since I did that recording. I did that recording talking about the mission earlier, so before I moved. I'm in Omaha now, by the way. Moved back from Hawaii, from Eva Beach. So here I am. So, okay, we're gonna explore this way a bit. There is a trooper over here. He's right behind here. I don't know how I missed that shotgun blast. There, that one, he ate that one right to the face. Here's the stairs. This just goes down into the water. If you fall down there, that's another way up here, just on the north end of the map. There's a bunch of enemies out there. See if they can... Again, they like to come up this way. I don't know why. Then there's a bunch of troopers there, down there, which I don't want to... This might be easier with this gun. I can't really like plan to hit them, you know, I just have to randomly shoot and hope it hits them. But they're kind of running away, so I'm gonna go and heal up a little bit before I go try to get into that mess. That was just a lot of troopers to deal with. Let's see if there's oh, there they are. Maybe we can pick one off. Let's just jump down. They'll all be coming this way now. That honestly almost killed me. I should have used my grenade a little earlier. Ah! There's also some water down here. It goes all the way around this end of the map. This is that door only the aliens can open for whatever reason. We got some ammo up here. That's the chasm we jumped across. Some random blood. That's where we got the ammo up there, and there was the invisibles fit, which I don't think we killed them, but we must have dealt with them. Unless they went somewhere else. I don't know who shot me. I heard somebody shoot. Maybe I'm crazy. See, guy, where am I even on the map? I think I explored most of everything. Let's try it down here. Yeah, there's this little spot down here. Most of the water looks something like this. There's really not a whole lot to see down here. This doesn't go anywhere. I guess you can come up here. Maybe not. Let's see. Just explore this labyrinth a little bit. Trying to think if there's anywhere I haven't gone. I mean, I pretty much explored the map. There's some more spots maybe in the water you can go. Maybe we should just run through this. You can still hear that siren going off from in that room where we broke those panels for the mission. Coming through here is kind of cool, I guess. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna go show you to the staircase, then we'll wrap it up there. I mean, in my main gameplay I showed you like the main interesting parts of the map just by virtue of going to get the weapons. So this was that staircase where that trooper was, and I think that's pretty much good. You know, it's kind of the nature of this map. There's just a lot of different ways to go, and to show the whole map is just kind of hard. Alright, well that's good. We'll end it there since the guy Spit decided to tag me for no reason, but the original level design notes don't match this level at all, which shows that come and take your medicine likely changed a lot during the game's development. Perhaps we ended up with a similar version of what was originally planned due to time constraints, or perhaps it didn't fit into the final story well. Regardless, we ended up with a level that has a lot of exploring you are free to do if you wish, or you could just make a beeline for the objective and skip most of the map. Honestly though, there was not much ammo on the map, so you are better off not exploring the level. I will just highlight a few interesting things about this level that I mostly didn't show off during the gameplay. In the first room, you go down the stairs. There are 3 circuits you can break. The left one breaks the door behind you, the middle one opens the door to your left, and the right one opens up the switch just through the door behind you that takes you up to the alien weapon. The room with the alien weapon has a lot of blood spots, which makes you think some sort of battle occurred here. I wonder what happened. By the location where you get the alien weapon, there is actually additional weapons you can grab in network games. There is a missile launcher, a shotgun, a fusion pistol, and an assault rifle. This makes reaching this area a much higher priority in network games. On the southern portion of the map, there is also an invisibility BCE that only shows up in network games. There is a secret area that I showed off that can be reached by jumping from the area with the foregun, or you can reach there by coming up from within the water passage. Either way, all you need to do is open up the wall panels that look a bit like secret doors. They really don't try to hide it that well. There is a door at the base of the structure where you can't open up. For some strange reason, the door is tagged as being controllable by aliens only. Has anyone ever managed to get the 4 to let them through the door? Near the secret area where you come up from the water below, there is a wall panel that you can open up and break a circuit. Breaking this panel actually does nothing. However, the Marathon story page reveals that this panel actually used to be required to be broken in order to open 3 doors throughout the level. The Marathon story page provides a map of these 3 doors. The question is, what early version of the map did they look at in order to figure this information out? Perhaps we will never know. On the far west side of the map, if you look up the water at one of the bridges, you'll find an untextured polygon. Or is it? This is just the way it looks in the current LF1 version of the game. It is actually a landscape texture that is improperly applied. Take a look at the original game with low and high number of colors, and it looks very different depending on the setting. Quick, send Greg Kirkpatrick an email so he can fix this ASAP. I made a mistake in the last level, and What About Bob is not the last level with changes in the Windows 95 version. There are actually a lot of changes on this level in the Windows 95 version. From the very start, you can see some texture changes when you look out the window surrounding landscape from the window, or whatever you want to call them. You can also find some more changes in the room at the bottom of the stairs. There are textured polygons along a column with a switch you have to hit that will open up 3 breakable circuits that we are used to be able to open on the other side of the column. If you look at the map view, you will find the circuits are actually in the same physical location, but the room was made a bit bigger for some strange reason. The switch that opens up the circuit also causes a small new platform in the room to slowly raise and lower. It has no purpose. How strange. There is also a spot you can look back down into this room and you will find a texture that is now missing. There are a lot of other texture changes throughout the level, including some texture changes near where you break the switches. Some more outside, some more inside on the north end of the map. There is also an image on this Marathon story page that shows a shadow from an overhead beam and a different color skybox. The story page listed this as one of the changes to the level. This change didn't appear for me, and so we even went through the trouble of getting a working version of Marathon 2 for Windows, and the changes just simply don't exist. This was obviously someone successfully trolling Hamish Sinclair on the Marathon story page. Or is Hamish himself in on it? I'm sure there are many other texture changes I didn't show off, as this level just looks a lot different in the Windows version, but I won't bore you and myself trying to figure out every last one. Well, that's it for this mission. In the next level, We're Everywhere, we will help the Bobs take over their new headquarters.